Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Dawson here again, back on our Google Classroom. I hope everybody had a great Wednesday doing some of those beach activities and are looking forward to today, Thursday. We have some other really fun activities to do today as well. But before we get started, let's go ahead and let's practice those letters, the sounds they make, and in the motion as well. Here we go.
Here we go! Alligator says ah, ah.
A,
Bubba Bear says
B,
Katina Cat says
C,
Dee Deer says
D,
Ellie Elephant says ah, ah.
E,
Frenzy Fish says
F,
Gordo Gorilla says
G,
Honey Horse says
H,
Any Inchworm says in.
I,
Jerry Jellyfish says
J,
K.O. Kangaroo says
K,
Lizzie Lizard says ooh.
L,
Missy Mouse says
M,
Nigel Night Owl says
N,
Olive Octopus says ah.
O,
Pee-wee Penguin says
P,
Queenie Quail says quack.
Q,
Robbie Rabbit says r.
R,
Sammy Snake says
S,
Timothy Tiger says
T,
Umbrella Bird says ah.
U,
Vincent Vampire Bat says
V,
Willie Weasel says
W,
Xavier Fox says
X,
Yancy Yak says yeah.
Y,
Zebra says
Z.
You did it! You learned all the sounds. Now, practice every day so you can help survive.
Very good. You guys are always doing a great job at that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at our activities for today. So our theme is going to be for on our week our at-home learning packet on week 7. We go down to the bottom and we see that there is the camping theme. So here we are at the bottom of the page, and that's our camping theme. So we have 6 different activity choices to do that kind of are centered around camping and what we might see when we're camping. So some of the activities that we could do today is to read a story, and we're going to read that together, and we're going to kind of discuss what might happen in the book, make some predictions, and look at some of the characters in the story as well. For your letters and sounds, a fun activity to do is to use one of our letter dot pages. There's different forms of this. There's some uppercase letters, there's some lowercase letters, and there's also some upper and lowercase letters together. So a fun thing to do here is to use mini marshmallows, if you have any at home, to cover the letters as you say the sound and the name they make. So if you're playing a game together, you could say, find X, where's X? And your kid would put a marshmallow here. Find the letter that makes the sound V, and they would put the marshmallow on top of V. Okay, so just a fun way to kind of review those sounds and the letters too. For math, one thing to do is you could use that sorting board at the end of our packet to go on a rock hunt. And when we sort by different characteristics. So we can sort this time by size and how small. Maybe you found the tiniest pebble, and maybe you found a pretty large rock, right? So you can sort them and order them from smallest to biggest. Another fun thing to do for fine motor practice today, if you have trail mix at home, you could use cereal pieces, circular cereal pieces, and also pretzels to create different patterns on a necklace, and then you can have a fun snack later as well. For art or sensory, one thing you can do is to create campfire art. So if you have brown paper, you cut up the pieces of brown paper to create the wood on the bottom, and then you can draw the flame, or you can use different pieces of paper, tissue paper, to create the flame for your fire. Okay. And then for STEM, a good challenge is to put up a tent or fort outside. So maybe you have different materials you can use to create kind of a fun getaway outside in your backyard. Okay? So those are some ideas that you can do together today that are kind of around that theme of camping. Before we go, I have a story about camping with one of our favorite characters that we would read in our classroom. Do you remember him? Yeah, Splat the cat, huh? So this story, can you kind of tell what he's doing in the story? Oh, he's going camping, right? He has a tent set up, he has his flashlight, and he sees some bats outside. How does he look? Uh-oh. So maybe something's gonna happen, huh? This is called Splat the Cat, Good Night, Sleep Tight. Splat was happy. It was almost night. He was getting ready to camp under the moonlight. Did you guys hear a rhyme there? Night, light. They sound the same at the end. They rhyme. Very good. So I think we're going to hear some more rhymes in this story. Everything is just right, Splat told his mom. I have my sleeping bag. I have my flashlight. And I have a surprise, said Splat's mom. Let's go outside. Wonder what the surprise is going to be. What do you think? Mom and Splat went into the garden. They pulled back the tent flaps. Splat peered inside the tent. Two sets of eyes peered back. Say hello to Spike and Plank, said Splat's mom. They are camping here tonight. Splat felt his whiskers wobble with fright. Mom, whispered Splat, I don't like Spike. You might like him better if you spend some time together, said Splat's mom. You'll see, everything will be just right. I'm hungry, said Spike. What did you bring for me to eat? I have some fish cakes, Splat said. Yum, said Spike. He gobbled them up in delight. Look, said Splat. The stars are so bright, I see at least 1,000,000. I see 71, said Plank. I see nothing, said Spike, but two silly cats looking at the moonlight. It's getting late, said Splat. Let's try to sleep. But Plank could not rest. My sleeping bag is much too tight, he said. Plank tossed, he turned, he struggled, stretched, and strained. Rip! You're welcome, said Spike. Splat was just about to fall asleep when something felt wrong. He saw a dark shadow creep up on the tent wall. Run for your lives, Splat shouted with all his might. What do you think that shadow could be? Do you see the pointy ears and the paws? Splat! Oh my, Spike laughed. Did I give you a fright? What's the big deal, said Spike. Everything is all right. Splat did not think so, but he was too tired to pick a fight. One by one, Splat's whiskers drooped. One by one, his eyes shut tight. Suddenly, Spike sprang up. What's wrong? Said Splat. There's something strange crawling up my leg, yelled Spike. I wonder, what do you think is crawling up his leg? Mommy! Screamed Spike. He scrambled out of his sleeping bag. He stumbled out of the tent. When Spike took flight, he took the whole tent down with him. Can you see who was hiding in his pants? Oh, Seymour, said Splat. It was just you. It's all right, Spike. Come back, said Splat and Plank. We will protect each other for the rest of the night. Promised? Sniffled Spike. Promise, said Splat. Now, good night, said Splat. Sleep tight, said Plank. See you in the morning light, said Spike. For 3 friends who camped out that night, everything turned out just right. The end. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. We saw a couple of different characters in here, didn't we? Can you remember all of the characters that we saw? Good. So we have Splat, right? If we go through our book, we found our first character, Splat. He was one of our main characters in the story. And then we saw Splat's mom. Good. Who else did we see? Right. Yeah, we saw Spike and Plank too. They were introduced in the story here. And then if we keep going on, we see Spike, or we see Splat and his mom again. Towards the end, do you remember who that character was that gave one of them a fright? Let's see. Do you see him right there? Right, Seymour, huh? Good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story and are looking forward to some of those activities that we have on our choice board. Remember, again, they're not all mandatory in any way. They're just kind of ideas to get you going and to try some fun things at home. Okay? So I hope you have a great Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow for our Google Meet at 2 p.m. Bye!